It's time to rev up your engines. America's Car Show with Tom Torbjornsen is on the air on WBBZ-TV. Brought to you by the AAA of Western and Central New York. Get the AAA guarantee at all Western New York Car Care Plus locations. By Napa Auto Parts. Get Napa know-how. And by Dunn Tire. Service you deserve from professionals you trust at Dunn Tire. Now, here's Tom Torbjornsen.
And welcome to America's Car Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tom Torbjornsen, and you are tuned in to your Car Care Connection. Hey, later on in the show, I'm going to connect with you and find out whether or not your car is ready for summer vacation. But first, let's buckle up and take a ride in a new mini Paceman. Okay, we got our wandering microphone out and about again, and we are in one of my favorite showrooms in Western New York. Town Mini. Ray Kasperzik is with us once again. Ray?
Always a pleasure. How are you?
Indeed, I'm doing great, and we got a brand new introduction here in the Mini line.
This is 3 weeks old. It just came out. It's a two-door version of the Countryman. It's all-wheel drive.
Oh, okay. Let's do a walk around. Show me. What do we got here?
As you can see, it still has its Mini look to it. You know you're inside of a Mini.
Oh, I see neon.
Those are the mood lights. You gotta be
mood
in the mood.
lights?
You do. Every Mini comes with them. You have about 10 different colors to switch it. Right now, as you can see it rotating through, it's on the strobe version.
Nice. I'm loving the dash setup. I mean, the contrast and the colors and just everything about it is just so nice.
It's beautiful. It still has that same setup, like I said, with the Mini, with the speedometer in the center. Mm-hmm. They did move the door switches to the door with this one as well, as well as the new Countryman's. So it makes it a little normal as other cars.
Okay, moving around to the back here.
Same.
I love this I don't know, what do you call it, latch?
A little latch to open up the boot.
Oh, wait a minute, what's this too?
We put a Mini on the side of the building out there.
Oh, really? How high up?
It's about 8 floors. We're going to have it there for 6 months. We're selling tickets, $10 a pop. Can win you a 2-year lease on a Mini or $5,000. All that money goes right to the central terminal to fix the roof.
Outstanding. What a great idea. Talk to me about this in this trunk area. Okay.
Storage down there, again, same thing. You got stuff in there you leave on a daily basis. You can leave it right down there. You got your loading area still open. Seats do fold down. This will come out so you can imagine how nice and open it is if you got a bigger box or something as well. The sides have little pockets, so you can throw a pair of gloves, some bungee cords, whatever you need in there.
Looks like it has a little bit of room. You know what? I want to climb in. Why don't you hold the microphone?
All right.
Nice. You know what? The roof is a little close to my head, but overall, I mean, the side, the elbow room, I guess you could say, is good. It's very comfortable. My head hits the roof. I'm sure if we got in an aggressive area, driving and hitting potholes and such, I'd probably be bouncing off the roof. But aside from that, it's not all that bad. We got to take a look at this power plant. I want to see what the power plant looks like on this car.
Same engine plant that you're going to see with all the Minis. You got the 1.6. This one being an L4 has the turbocharge. It's a bi-scroll turbo, which is 181 horse with it.
Okay. We need to go for a ride.
All right, sounds good.
Can we take this one right out of the showroom?
Well, the cool part is this is how we deliver all of our cars. Everyone who picks up a Mini does it right on the showroom.
Now I get to experience what it's like to be a customer and drive out of the showroom. Okay, Fido, I got to put you down here. Yeah, good boy. Okay, I think we need to open that door, Ray.
We can open the door. I'm going to give you a little assistance here, too.
Yeah, those mirrors are a little... What do we do there? Oh!
Give you a couple extra few inches on the sides there.
Oh, my. Let's go. Let's get through this door. I'm so excited that I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. First impressions, perky, snappy.
It goes. It's the S. You got that turbo underneath
it is
that
the
hood.
Cooper Works, isn't it?
Not the Works, just the S.
Just the S. Now, what is the C? Okay,
JCW.
JCW stands for John Cooper Works, which means?
Yes, John Cooper Works. The S, believe it or not, in history of Mini, we have no idea where the S came from. The S came on to just signify the larger motor, but no one knows the meaning of why they picked S and not X or Z or Y.
Okay, so S signifies the larger engine, but what exactly is the JCW? Tell me what that encompasses when you see that insignia or designation on a Cooper.
That's the John Cooper Works, and that's going to be the signature of the horsepower. You got 208 horsepower with it versus the S has only 181 with it. But you're also going to get larger brakes, quicker braking power. Your 0 to 60 as a program is going to be a little bit quicker. It's just the signature of the performance.
Yeah, signature of the performance, but you hit exactly what I wanted to know. It has bigger brakes. Does it have a different suspension system to it?
Got different springs that can be installed in there with it to make it a little bit tighter. It'll drop it down about an inch, inch and a half with it.
Nice, and the lower you can get, the lower center of gravity, the less of a chance you got of rolling it.
Correct. And if you can roll a Mini, I'd be pretty impressed with you.
Yeah. We ought to try sometime.
All right, I'll watch on the sidelines.
Okay, on the Paceman, what are we looking at for an MSRP on this vehicle?
The MSRP, if you start in the regular Cooper version, you're going to start around in 26 and work its way up there.
That's not bad.
Depending how many options you go with.
Sure.
What I've been seeing is the regular Cooper Pacemans are toppling about 27 if you get some options in there, 27 and a half. If you add an automatic, you're going to add $12.50 on to the
Why would you want to put an automatic in a car like this?
Well, if you just kind of like putting it in drive and going and kind of keeping your two hands on the wheel to get around the turns more.
No, not for me.
Me either.
Yeah. What kind of tires do you recommend to put on these Minis to, get optimum performance and handling out of them?
I go with the all seasons myself. All seasons will get you through the snow if needed, and all seasons are going to get you through the performance-wise as cornering and that through summer.
Okay, how do they track in the winter?
They do very well. The all seasons are Continentals that come with it. I've driven seasons through seasons with just the all seasons, and I did fine. 4 snows is like a Sherman tank. It becomes. Is
that right?
Yeah, it's awesome, especially if you do a all 4 with 4 snows.
Wow, that's what we did with the Countryman, and we were going through.
Yeah, we're going through like a foot of snow.
Foot and a half of snow, no problem.
Snow.
Brakes work. Glad they do. Yeah, very nice brakes. We're going to stick Batman out in the middle of the field there, with the camera and about 2 feet of snow up around him, and he took one look at that and he said, I think I'll stay in the car.
A little bit warmer too.
Yeah, I guess that's his age showing. I think I've really slapped the gauntlet on that one.
It wouldn't surprise me if I end up turning green during the show or something, or sound like Mickey Mouse. Sorry, Batman, I was only kidding. You're the man.
Now keep in mind, you still have that sport button in this car as well too.
Aww.
All the Minis are coming with the sport button.
Okay,
what
I
do?
do?
Flick that on there. Little green light
there
will
we
go
go
on. You got your steering that tightens up, a little bit more responsive. Your throttle gets a little more responsive as well.
Yes, it does. You can feel it. You feel it. As a matter of fact, the exhaust gets throatier.
It does.
It does, because you're increasing you're richening your fuel mixture. I can feel it. Boy, this thing twists up nicely.
Yeah, it's a bi-scroll turbo.
Yeah.
It's scrolled up, ready to go all the time. You don't got that lag.
6,000 RPMs, man. That motor is just right there.
Yep.
And that turbo is always there at the peak of the power curve. I wonder how they do that. He's my little boy. Good puppy. Crash test safety rating. What's crash testing on this?
I got the 4-star out of the 5-star with it.
Okay.
You got your 6 airbags in here. You got your anti-lock brakes, your droppable motor mounts, your front and rear crumple zones with it. your unibody is structurally sound. It's one of the most rigid unibodies that's found in a car manufacturer out there.
Interesting, droppable motor mount. So if you pulverize the front end of this car and that engine and transmission, it'll actually drop right out of the bottom of the car.
Breaks right off of that motor mount and goes underneath the car.
Rather than back
hitting
into
the dash and pushing the dash and crushing you with the dash.
Which I've seen a lot of that, actually. Very nice.
Now the other one the second last one from the other side there?
Yes.
That's the mood lights. That will change it. Backwards changes the intensity, forward will change the color.
Nice. So if I get my favorite lady in here, turn on the mood lights and start singing Strangers in the Night, exchanging glances, lovers at first sight. She might say she wants to get out. I'll leave the singing to the radio. I'll tell you, these minis are really fun. There's a lot of lifestyle behind them.
Well, it goes right to the clothing. You got little trinkets, little stuff you can get. You know, just not buying a car and here you go. And a couple accessories for the car.
Yeah, and it's boring.
everything.
It's not boring by any stretch of the imagination. It's fun. It's a lifestyle. That's what I love about these cars. They have a lot of personality. You know, when Mini first came to the States, what did they do? They started what they call a guerrilla marketing campaign. And Tim Conley was telling me all about it. And they would take minis and put them in the stands at sports events. You know, they were hanging them on the side of stadiums. They were hanging them on the side of buildings like what you guys have done. And, you know, it's all in the lifestyle. It's all in the fun, in the enjoyment that you can derive from driving the car, having it a part of your life. And I spoke to a woman here today. She was waiting for her car. She had brought it in, and you guys have an open policy. Anybody who owns a Mini, you can come in and have it washed.
You can.
You know, and she did that, and she was just so excited about her car.
People don't come to buy a car here, they buy a lifestyle.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Check out Mini before you buy anything else if you're looking for a small car. It's fun. Well, as always, when you're riding a Mini with Ray Kasperzik from Town Mini, you got a good time on your hands.
I think I had a good time on my hands with you behind the wheel.
You think?
I do.
On location, Tom Torbjornsen, Ray Kasperzik, and Mini Max, the Bulldog. Hi, I'm Tom with your Napa Car Care Minute. Now, you ever pull up to a gas station and open the fuel door, take the cap off, and fill up the car with the engine running? You get all done, put the nozzle back, close the gas cap, get in a car, and you got to check engine light. Why did that happen? Because you were running the vehicle with the gas cap off. You see, the gas tank system, the fuel delivery system in your automobile, is a closed system. And what they do is they trap those vapors and recirculate them into the engine to be burned. When the cap is left off, then it signals the computer of your car that there is a leak in the fuel system. So, whenever you pull up to a gas tank, shut your car off and then take the gas cap off and then fill it. With your Napa Car Care Minute, I'm Tom Torbjornsen, right here on America's Car Show. And welcome back to America's Car Show. I'm Tom Torbjornsen with your automotive news in the rear view. A recall from Subaru leads off the news tonight. If you're a Subaru driver, get a pen and paper and take note of what we're going to put on your screen. Seems that a potential corrosion problem has led Subaru to recall 250,000 Outback wagon and legacy sedans from the 05 to 09 model years. Looks like a problem with salt water on the brake lines will cause corrosion and brake fluid leakage. It could lengthen stopping distances and increase the risk of a crash. Important to note here, these recall cars were originally sold in snowbelt states including New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, to name just a few. About 25,000 Canadian market Outbacks and Legacies are also part of the recall. It's good Subaru caught this one early because no accidents or injuries have been reported in relation to the issue. Subaru dealerships will inspect the vehicles and offer rust proofing of the affected area while also replacing any affected brake lines. Take note, stricter fuel economy standards are looming just over the horizon, and that means automakers are turning to run flat and low rolling resistance tires to get extra fuel efficiency. However, the change from conventional rubber isn't making drivers happy. According to J.D. Power and Associates, to people who track such things, consumers don't seem to like the run flat and low rolling resistance tires. While they may save fuel, they can't be fixed like a regular conventional tire and need to be replaced more frequently. The average life of this type of tire is just about 6,000 miles. Time will tell how this will roll out as consumers weigh fuel efficiency against the price and performance of the tire. Remember, if you have a question about any of the news items on the show, you can reach me. I'd love to hear from you. Tom at americascarshow.com.
Now, some of us are going to be headed out on summer trips. And I thought that perhaps we would head back to Dunn Tire in Lockport, talk with our resident automotive expert on location here, Jacki Dean, about what to look at in your vehicle before you're going on a summer trip. Jacki, good to have you back on a show again.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Sure.
So, talk to us about what you need to look at before you head out on a summer trip with your vehicle.
There's a few things, Tom. You definitely want to pop the hood and take a look at your fluid levels.
Yep.
It typically includes your power steering, washer fluid, of course, as well as you can take a look at your brake fluid and your coolant. Make sure all your levels are nice and full.
Yeah.
Do a quick inspection of your coolant hoses. You're going to want to make sure they're nice and firm. Any flexibility might lead to some failure along your trip. Air filter's important. May look nice and clean on the outside on
Right,
first
good
inspection,
point.
but you're going to want to pull that out, and
Look at that.
we see in this case it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's
Yeah.
absolutely filtering out what it needs to.
Okay.
Clogged air filters don't do so well for your fuel mileage or for your engine. You definitely want to.
Absolutely not.
yeah,
As
but
opposed,
That's
there's
a fresh,
what
clean one there. Exactly. So you can see the difference. You definitely want to get that replaced before you would take any type of road trip.
Serpentine belt, I
So,
know
yeah.
is something you want to keep an eye on.
Definitely, you want to inspect that to see how the cracking is. Minimal cracking is somewhat okay, but when you see more than 3 cracks per inch, that's a good indication that you want to replace that one.
Okay, yeah. And serpentine means that one belt serpentines its way through the pulley system and drives everything essentially.
You're right. It's going to wind around several pulleys. It's going to control your power steering, your air conditioning, your alternator, all things that are beneficial to a road trip. You're going to want to keep those working.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if that goes, you're done. You're on the side of the road.
Unless you've got a good pair of pantyhose in the trunk, yeah, you're going to be stuck.
Good point. All right, anything else we need to take a look
Let's take a
at?
look at those battery terminals. Make sure there's no corrosion buildup there. Other things that could leave you sitting on the side of the road, you'd want to take a look at that. Make sure you don't see any white residue that we call corrosion, anything that would hinder a good contact or cause the battery to drain prematurely.
And then take a look at the brakes in the front end, and I guess you're ready to rock.
Don't forget your tire pressures and your tread depths. Definitely want to take a look at those too. Again, ensure a safe trip.
So, you know, the urban legend is you take the Lincoln penny and you put it down inside of your tread depth, and it should tell you whether or not the tire is safe or not. Well, I don't know if I agree with that, and I think you're of the same opinion.
Yeah, I believe in a good tread depth gauge. If we use a tread depth gauge, that's where you're going to get your most accurate reading.
Okay,
The problem with this Lincoln penny thing is the myth is if you can see the top of his head, you just don't want to drive on that tire any longer. You can kind of see this one's actually at between 4 and 5/30 seconds, so technically this one's safe to take a trip on. If we waited until we could see the top of Lincoln's head, really you're driving on slicks. There's no traction with that type of tires. So long before you can see the top of his head, you're going to want to remove those tires.
Outstanding. Well, Jacki Dean, once again, from Dunn Tire in Lockport, setting us straight on to how to make sure we got a safe vehicle before we head on the road.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us out.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
For America's Car Show, I'm Tom Torbjornsen on location at Dunn Tire in Lockport.
And welcome back to America's Car Show. I'm Tom Torbjornsen, and this is my favorite part of the program where we get to interact. You ask the questions, I answer. Great time, good stuff. Make sure you keep the questions coming in. Let's see what's in the mailbag tonight. Martha from Dunkirk writes, I own an 03 Mustang. I think it has a problem with the rack and pinion bushings. How do I verify this? Well, Martha, worn rack bushings usually cause the vehicle to wander left and right while driving down the road. You would find yourself constantly trying to correct the vehicle's path with the steering wheel, almost a sawing effect. And what's happening here? Well, the rack is floating left and right within its mounting brackets, causing the vehicle to drift. If you suspect bad rack mount bushings, then get it into a shop immediately, because this could be dangerous. The vehicle could be very hard to control if the rack comes loose from its mounting brackets. Good luck to you. Sally from Cheektowaga writes, why did my tires wear unevenly? The front tires of my car have much less tread than the rear tires. Well, Sally, tire wear for any number of reasons. Misalignment, worn steering or suspension parts, under or over inflation of the tires, bent rim, bad wheel bearing. Get your vehicle into a shop and have those things checked. I'm sure you'll find the cause of the excessive tire wear in one of these areas. Now remember, I want to connect with you. Email me your questions at tom@americascarshow.com, and we'll be sure to get it on a show. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep rolling.